Right, howdy folks. Um, Tonight we had a little meeting at Vesper, as you can tell from the intro part that I wrote. Um, we're waiting for them casino games that Miss Goodward had planned up, so we're just sitting around waiting for the game. So everybody was drinking. There was a lot of people around. Some of the people came in from Britain, some came in from you with me. Some of them people from Vesper was actually tending bar. There was 3 people tending bar. Miss Carey's from Britain, where I met a couple nights ago, where I want to plant for a little scavenger hunt. That thing they did got me a rose of trinsic out of that. So now I got 2 at the farm. She tasted some of my Black Thunder. Turns out there ain't much of a customer base for that stuff, so I probably ain't gonna sell any of them. Luckily, people at the Vesper seem to drink it. So after the night at the tavern, it was time to go for the gaming. Of course, Donnan was in the way, so I had to get her out. They offered her to put her under the roof, so there I was, trying to get a good point from where I could look at things. That was tough. That was a hard one to find. You sit in the grass and sitting somewhere else on the edges, and wherever you sit, it don't matter. It's uncomfortable as shit. So by the time I finished up that where I wanted to sit, well, I tried to grass for a little bit, but still, that wasn't what I wanted to do. Her name is Cyanid, or Sionid, or what her name is. She was showing how the game worked. So I just sat there in the grass waiting for that moment to pass. There's a fella, Ron, from Britain. He opened up some kind of an institute for politics and, well, somewhere or other. So she explained the games, and of course some of the people never hear what's going on. On the other hand, I got the idea pretty good, and I ain't gonna play. So by the time I found out my vantage point, I took care that I sit against the wall or near the statue. So I had a couple people playing the game. So I was just sitting there watching the games. And then Miss Anna, she came up and helped Ron out. I'm not sure it was his name, Ronald, or I don't know. Ron's easier, I guess. So I was about ready to start the race. And then it was Miss Sioned who actually started the race off. And everybody went off. Well, Ron started off with a big old speed. And I sat there drinking that mug empty quickly, then turned around and having that feller from you, I keep forgetting his name. And then Miss Anna went up, and of course, seeing her move, I don't know, there's something special about all that. And then this girl from you, I'm not sure who she is, Beverly or something, what she's called. That was fun to see 2 women racing like that. That's always fun. So Miss Anna and Ron, they won. That's pretty fun though. And then they get to choose between 100 silvers or 10,000 gold pieces. And Ron went for the gold pieces. And then of course he had a very good way of putting it. 100 silvers or 10,000 gold pieces. Seems a bit of gold exchange rate. But it's pretty good stuff, and that was a race. It was fun. reckon I did a couple more games. I was getting pretty tired, so I wanted to go home. So I told him I was back. It was about time for me to head back to the farm. Get Dawn to follow me. And then I took him up, and then as I started to mount, Mr. Ron started talking to me. And then I had to get off Dawn again. I need to make sure that first that Miss Cyanide knew where to find me, or how to get more little Black Thunder should they need it. Then Ron talked to me. He said it was true about that institute thing, that he got some but he needed teachers of some sort. No, I ain't really sure what I could really do in this teaching stuff. And then he mentioned something about them plants and whatnot. I figured that might be a pretty good idea to get people interested in the growing the plants and raising birds, or taking care of animals that don't feel too good, sickly creatures and whatnot. There's a lot of stuff that you could actually teach people that have no clue whatsoever about any of that stuff. So maybe I'm gonna have to think on how to get that stuff going. You see, there's a little thing though that the thing that he got me worried about is well, first off, I was gonna think about it. I'm gonna really have to do that. And then sure to let them know. I think I'll let them know in a couple of days about what if I'm going to be helpful to him. And as soon as I told him who I was, he told me he was aware of that, and I ain't really sure. But he told me I got a reputation in you. I ain't quite exactly sure how that happens, because I'm just a farmer, ain't I? Well, he knew, so I had to get going.